back, guys. Thought I'd make a little series called What One Would I Keep? Because I have many machines that look the same, and I have many machines that do the same thing. And if I ever going to shrink my collection down, I'm going to have to make choices. And thought I'd do some little fun videos and see let you guys know what one I would keep out of all my machines if I had to get rid of them. What you're looking at in front of you are two vibrating shuttle machines. They both do the exact same job. They both have straight stitch only with no reverse. They only have stitch length adjuster knobs. So they do the exact same thing. Mechanically, they're both the same machines as well. I've taken parts from a 1936 to do repairs on this 1904. So I'll discuss that in my videos. You could actually watch a video on this machine. I have some previous videos. But anyways, let me get the machine situated. I'm going to spin them around here and we'll discuss the face plates, and then we'll go around the machines and show you the differences and the things that are the same. And maybe if you're online looking, you know, a lot of people post these machines. They don't really tell you what model it is, or they don't tell you what year it is. But I'll show you guys some ways that you can distinguish what machine you're looking at and what model you're looking at as we go along here. So I had fun doing the 206, 306 videos, so I thought I'd do a 28 and a 128 video. And hope you guys will enjoy it. So get comfortable and let's dig in. Okay guys, so here we are back at the front of the machines. Okay. Now, I'm going to discuss these two face plates first. And I'll move the camera in just a little bit more here for you. There we go. Anyways, if you look at these face plates, they're both the leaf pattern vines on the front, okay? And they're both pretty much the same shape. I've taken them off and I've measured them, and they do seem to be the same shape. And they both have the screws in the same location. So I do believe I could take the cover from one and use it on the other, but there is a difference. Okay, if you look at the leaves on this big panel here, they're a lot larger and they cover over the vines. They're all in the same position, but they're a larger leaf and they cover over the vine. Even these little decorations around the outside plate are larger than on the 1904. This is a lot finer detail. This is like really small. The leaves do not cover the vine coming up. The pieces around the outside, the pattern is the exact same, but for some reason they beefed it up come 1948. I do believe this may be nickel and this is a chrome plated. They may be different there. I'm not an expert on Singers, so don't quote me on that, but I did notice this plate is different than this plate. They both have the same type of pattern, but even like this little squiggly vine at the top here has one loop. There's a little squiggly vine up here, has two loops. But they seem to keep all the leaves in the same pattern. Like there's two here, and one here, and one here, one here. They're all in the same position, but there are slight changes to the cover. So it doesn't tell me that it was just the stamping that changed. They actually carved a new plate for this machine, even though they look the same. So just so you guys know, there's one difference. If you're looking at these plates, let's say you're at a yard sale and you see these plates, and, oh, I got a 1904. Well, you don't know. It might be a 1948. So there you go. There's one difference. Thought I'd point that one out. Another difference is the arms here for your presser foot. The 1904 seems to be made out of just a piece of flat plate steel that was stamped out, whereas come 1948 they spooned the part out for your fingers right here. It's narrow and then it goes wide this way here, so it's very comfortable to the finger. The shape seems to be the same, but the design is different. So there you go. Those two presser foots are different. Presser foot lifter arms, they're different. The everything else looks the same though. Like when it comes to the needle bar and the presser foot bar, the presser foots obviously are interchangeable. All of that stuff looks to be the same. I know these screws are, because I've changed this screw. I took The one that was in this machine was in really bad shape. Somebody had beat the snot out of it with vice grips, so I'd used the one from a 1936 in here. So there you go. We also know that in this 1904 I changed the shuttle. I did a video on that you guys already know about. So there we go. There's the changes at the front. Okay, now mind you, I'm missing the cover for this light. It's something I'm still trying to source out right now. I don't want to buy a machine just for a cover for a light. And sometimes when I do come across other machines and stuff, I find parts. So right now I'm missing the cover for this, so mind that, okay? But anyways, let's talk about the differences. On the back of the machine, I only found one difference. We already know about the lifter, pressure foot lifter arm there. The cover. So on the 128s, they have a flat tin cover, sheet metal cover, you want to say, whatever, which means if you lose this cover, you can get one from any model 128. It will fit over top of this, and you can just screw it in there and away you go. Okay, so that's how the model 128 is, and this is what is different on the 28. Back in 1904, when they made the 28, they made a solid cover that was formed to the body of this machine, okay? And it's a cast. It's a cast piece. It's not sheet metal stamped out. And it is something, if you lose, you're bumming. Because this is made to fit this machine and this machine only. This will not fit my other Model 1. I have another Model 28 from 1895. And I tried swapping these covers out. Did a video on that. You guys can watch that video. So if you come across an older model and it's missing this rear door that's cast to fit the back of the machine perfectly, you're not going to find one to fit. So you might as well just walk away from that machine unless you're looking for parts. Okay, guys? So keep that in mind. You're looking for the vintage or antique Singers. If it's missing that rear door, you got a problem. If you're missing the rear door on this Model 128, not a problem. Any cover will fit on here, okay? And I'm assuming, obviously, they did that to speed up manufacturing, less labor in making the machines, which they can pass on to the customers. More profits for the company as well. So there's one thing they made different, okay? I do have the belt guard on this machine. Unfortunately, both of my Model 28s don't have one, and I'm assuming because they were treadle, someone just took them off and discarded them because they were changing the belt so often. And that happens, right? You find these old machines, and a lot of times I find if they're hand crank or treadle, they'll be missing the belt cover, the belt guard. So I really can't compare on that. But anyways, there's the only difference on the back of the machines. So let's flip it around and let's discuss the hand wheels next. Hang on one second. Before I show you guys the front, we'll talk about the hand wheels quickly. If you take a look at these two hand wheels, you can see that they're clearly different. On the 1948, they have equal spacing and all the spokes are the same. On the 1904 model, it has these V sort of pattern spokes with a straight space between. So that's a difference between the two hand wheels. And also on the 1948 model, there's a casting where the bobbin wheel runs, and that's also different. So you can't really swap these two wheels out on these machines. I first had thought you could change these two wheels, they were interchangeable, but believe it or not, because of the way the bobbin winders are, you cannot. Bobbin winder on this one runs off a casting back here, whereas the bobbin winder on this one runs off the chrome part of the hand wheel. So they are not interchangeable, and that is the difference between the two hand wheels. Alright guys, this one also looks like it's a beefier hand wheel, as in it has more mass, so I'm assuming being a treadle or being hand crank, that would help it like a flywheel with continuing to sew. So there's a difference there as well. But anyways, that's the hand wheels. Let's go over to the face of the machine and discuss those differences over there. Okay. Let's talk about the differences on the face of the machine. I'll call this the face. Anyways, the first difference you're going to notice is the upper thread tensioners are different. On the model 128, it releases with the presser foot, okay? So your tension releases when you lift your foot and you can pull your thread out. On the model 28, it is a manual thumb release. And when you lift the presser foot, it does not disengage those, okay? So you have to do that manually whenever you're pulling your project out. So there's your first difference, and that difference there will also help you date the year of a machine, right? And if you're looking at a machine and you notice it has this style of upper thread tensioner, more than likely the machine is late 1800s, early 1900s, okay? That's just something I found when I'm looking online, because sometimes you can't tell what year it is because people don't post it or they don't post what the model is. Next thing we're going to look at is the bobbin winder. The bobbin winder on a 28 is below the stitch length knob, whereas on a 128 it's above the stitch knob, okay? Stitch length knob there. So high bobbin winder, high number, 128. Low bobbin winder, low number, 28. Now, don't mistake a model 27 for a 28 because it's a vibrating shuttle. It also has the bobbin winder below the knob. But it's a full-size machine and the column is a lot bigger. You're going to notice the space between the deck and the bobbin winder is a lot different. And the badge on a 27 is beside the stitch length knob in the middle of the column. Okay, this column's not very big. You can see that here. There's a big difference in the length of the deck and the height of the machine as well. Okay, so don't mistake that. But I'm just, for these two machines, that's how you'll tell when you're looking at a vibrating shuttle 3/4 size machine what model it is. Just look where that bobbin winder is, and that will determine what machine you're looking at. Age-wise, look at the upper thread tensioner. Okay, there's also some differences on needle plates, but these needle plates or these the bobbin covers here, I'll call them, they came off of a 1936 128. So there's a lot of mechanical things that are the same on these two machines. So I did a video on that. You guys can take a look at that if you want. I also did a video on this machine and the other model 28 that I have from 1895. You guys can check that out. But just so you guys know, there's the differences. They're pretty much the same machine. They do the same thing. But it's just a more modern version was the 128. That's when they came in with the electric motor. They also made it easier to close that back of the machine there, so that saved them some money during manufacturing. There's also some little differences, like the hole right here on this machine isn't on that machine. Okay, so anyways, hope this video helped you guys. Stay tuned for part 2 when I stitch with these two machines, and see if you guys predict which one that I choose. Stay tuned, guys. Stay safe.